Stop scrolling right now because the internet just fundamentally broke. We are talking about the kind of news that redefines an entire franchise. If you thought Endgame was the peak, you are absolutely wrong. The unthinkable has happened regarding Avengers Doomsday. A leak of seismic proportions has hit the web, and it concerns the very opening moments of the next massive team-up movie. We aren't talking about a blurry set photo or a vague Reddit rumor. We are talking about concrete details regarding the cold open of Doomsday that changes everything we thought we knew about the Multiverse saga. The headline is terrifying and exhilarating all at once. Robert Downey Jr. is back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But hold your applause, because he is not our Tony Stark. According to this massive leak, the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday introduces the ultimate big bad of this entire saga. And that face behind the metal mask is none other than RDJ himself. Welcome to Hollywood Talks. If you are new here, buckle up, because today we are diving deep into the single biggest MCU bombshell since Thanos snapped his fingers. This is the Doom Theory Breakdown. Before we dive into the madness, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Hollywood Talks, and ring the bell. You do not want to miss our coverage as this story develops. Let's be real. Marvel Studios has been in a bit of a crisis lately. The Kang the Conqueror storyline hit massive roadblocks due to real-world issues with Jonathan Majors. They needed a pivot. Many of us theorized they would recast Kang or perhaps bring in Doctor Doom as a secondary villain to eventually take over. Nobody predicted the nuclear option they actually chose. Bringing back the godfather of the MCU, Robert Downey Jr., to play the ultimate villain is a move of absolute desperation and sheer genius. It is the biggest gamble Kevin Feige has ever taken. The leaked opening scene reportedly doesn't waste any time. It establishes this variant of Doctor Doom as an immediate, multiverse-ending threat, far exceeding anything Kang had shown us so far. But the hook isn't just his power level. The hook is that face. The psychological impact of this reveal on the audience is one thing, but imagine the impact on the characters within the MCU. This script needs to explore what this specific casting means. Is this Victor Von Doom, a totally separate character who just happens to look like Earth 616's Tony Stark due to multiversal strangeness? Or is this something darker? Is this a Tony Stark variant from another timeline who broke bad? A Tony Stark who didn't get the cave epiphany, or one who lost everything and decided to burn it all down? The theory community is already ablaze with the superior Iron Man concepts. We saw hints of this possibility back during the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness speculation phase. If this is a fallen Tony Stark, it makes the threat infinitely more personal. It twists the knife in the legacy of the MCU's greatest hero. It perverts the ultimate sacrifice of Endgame. Think about the narrative weight of the opening scene establishing this. We aren't building up to this reveal over 2 hours. They are hitting us with it right out of the gate. This sets a tone of immediate dread for Doomsday. The Avengers aren't just fighting a powerful warlord. They are fighting the face of their salvation twisted into their ultimate destruction. Let's talk about the Peter Parker factor. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be mentally destroyed by this. His entire arc was about stepping out of Tony's shadow and honoring his legacy. How does Spider-Man throw a punch at the man who was his father figure? This leak suggests that Doom knows this. He will use that psychological advantage. It's weaponized nostalgia. The opening scene leak indicates Doom is already fully formed and aware of the multiverse. He isn't learning the ropes. He is already conquering realities, perhaps pruning them better than the TVA ever could. This ties directly into the Secret War setup. We know that story involves the collapse of the multiverse into Battleworld, ruled by God Emperor Doom. This opening scene is step one. Why choose our DJ for this? Beyond the real-world business reasons of bringing back audiences, narratively, it raises the stakes higher than any other casting choice possibly could. No other actor playing Doom could freeze the Avengers in their tracks just by taking off their mask. It instantly validates them losing the first fight. They will hesitate. Doom will not. This leak suggests a massive pivot away from the Council of Kangs. While they might still be addressed, Doomsday is now clearly focused on this singular, terrifying entity that wears a familiar face. We need to consider the implications for characters like War Machine and Pepper Potts if she returns. The emotional fallout of this reveal is enough to fuel an entire trilogy, let alone one movie. The theory here is that this Doom isn't just evil for the sake of it. Like the best versions of Doom in the comics, he likely believes he is the only one who can save existence. He sees the incursions happening, realities crashing into each other, and decides that the only way to save anything is to take control of everything with an iron fist. If this is a Tony variant, that savior complex is already built in. Tony Stark always tried to build a suit of armor around the world. This variant is building a suit of armor around the multiverse. The difference is the methodology. Our Tony learned humility. This Doom variant likely embraced hubris. He is what happens when a genius intellect loses its moral compass completely. The opening scene establishing this immediately changes the genre of the movie. It's not just a superhero action film anymore. It's a psychological horror story for our remaining heroes. We must also discuss the risk. Endgame gave Tony Stark a perfect ending. Bringing RDJ back in any capacity risks and doing that emotional closure. Marvel knows this. If they are doing this, the execution in that opening scene has to be flawless. It has to justify reopening that book. It cannot feel like a cheap cash grab. The leak suggests the tone is incredibly dark. This isn't quip-heavy Marvel. This is a scene designed to suck the air out of the theater and let you know the stakes are real. By revealing Doom immediately, the movie doesn't have to play hide-and-seek with the villain's identity. We can spend the entire runtime exploring the terrifying dynamic of the Avengers facing their fallen mentor. This also solves the power scaling issue. After Thanos, how do you go bigger? You don't just go physically stronger, you go emotionally devastating. That's what our DJ as Doom provides. Let's touch on the multiverse saga as a whole. It has felt disjointed. This leak, if true, is the unifying thread we have been desperate for. It pulls everything together under one banner. Every incursion we've seen, every timeline breach, it all leads to this moment where Doom steps in to fix it. The opening scene is the thesis statement for the finale of this saga. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the MCU's future, please take a second to like this video and share it with your fellow Marvel fans. Help Hollywood talks grow. Now back to the theories. How does this Doom arrive? Does he emerge from a portal? Does he conquer an existing Earth that we know? The leak implies immediate dominance. We could theorize that the opening scene shows Doom dismantling a reality we are familiar with, maybe the 838 universe from Multiverse of Madness, just to show he means business. This RDJ reveal also casts a shadow over the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. If Doom is already active, is he from their universe? Is he the reason they eventually come to Earth 616? The connective tissue here is immense. This isn't just about Avengers 5. This is about recontextualizing the entire past, present, and future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Imagine the marketing campaign. Do they hide our DJ in the trailers? Or do they put that reveal right at the end of the first teaser to break the internet again? The leak of the opening scene suggests they want this info out there. Maybe the leak itself is a strategic move to gauge reaction and build unprecedented hype. We have to consider the armor. Will it be classic Doom, or will it be an amalgam of Iron Man tech and Latvian sorcery? The visual storytelling in that opening scene will be crucial. If it's a Tony variant, the suit will likely reflect a twisted version of his own technology, perhaps mixed with the magical arts he learned in his timeline's quest for power. This theory also brings Doctor Strange into sharp focus. He is the primary protector against multiversal threats. He will likely be the first one to grasp the true horror of who Doom is. Strange saw 14 million futures where they lost. Did he see one where Tony became the ultimate villain? This adds another layer to his decision to give Thanos the Time Stone. The opening scene could potentially involve an encounter with a variant of Strange, showing Doom quickly dispatching the Sorcerer Supreme to establish the pecking order. Let's go deeper into the why. Why would a Tony Stark variant become Doom? Perhaps in his universe, the Avengers failed. Perhaps Civil War ended in tragedy. Maybe his Pepper Potts died, driving him to madness, similar to what we saw in What If? But on a much grander, more permanent scale. Grief is a powerful motivator. Doom's motivation is always control. A Tony Stark who feels he lost control of his life and his world would naturally gravitate towards total, authoritarian control over everything. This league changes the dynamic of the new Avengers team. Sam Wilson as Captain America now has to lead a team against the face of the man who funded the original Avengers. It puts everyone on the back foot. It makes the heroes the underdogs instantly, regardless of their power levels. They are fighting a ghost. We also need to look at the Secret Wars comic precedent. God Emperor Doom saves the remnants of reality. He is worshipped. This opening scene is likely the start of